Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. What is good? What is good? What is good? Let's get on with it. We had a lovely DJ set yesterday. Today, we're going back to the trucking of the euro. Yes, we're going to go back to trucking the euro. So, um, I got my sandwich. Mm-hmm. This is annoying. I think Nura.
What's going on, Conrad?
Oh man, what's good?
What are you eating? A Subway?
Yeah, I got a bagel. Alright. What's good, Eve? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I've taken a few days off work, bearing myself into Champions League soccer or
Ooh,
football.
okay.
Being an Arsenal man,
I see.
I don't think my future is going to be very bright on May 20th.
Well, are you betting? Are you betting on it then?
No, I don't bet. I don't bet on anything anymore, man. I just like Arsenal has broken my heart way too many freaking times, and PSG is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, they
They're
are. I
so
mean,
good. They're so good.
I used to be an Arsenal fan all the time, but now I just support like national teams. But my national team didn't get into the World Cup because the referee was paid off. So
No, I'm in Canada, right? And but I'm a Dutch supporter.
oh, okay.
I root the Dutch,
Why?
and I used to like watching all the great players. You know, Van Basten. I liked watching Overmars. I mean, I was an Arsenal man. They've had a lot of players from the Dutch team that have played for Arsenal.
Mhm.
Bergkamp,
Mhm.
all those guys. They play wonderful football, but they break my freaking heart too.
Yeah, I get that, man.
And
It's just
so
it's it's like the type of team that is like really good most of the time, but yeah.
yeah, and then Argentina stomps on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, that's it, right? Hey, you're a great team, and then all of a sudden you run into freaking you run into Brazil. Like they get smoked by the South American teams.
Yeah, 'cause they're good. You know. I mean, I think the World Cup between France and Argentina, Argentina deserved to win, but Messi deserved to have his World Cup trophy finally.
Sure he did. Sure he did. Of course he did. I agree with you. I was in Thailand and watched that game at 3 in the morning.
Oh, that game is unforgettable.
Still have a copy of it on my computer.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a digital copy of that match on my computer because you'll never see anything like that again.
Mhm.
This World Cup now in Canada, Mexico, United States is going to be a joke.
You think so?
Too many teams, mate. There's too many teams.
Yeah.
I mean, they've added how many teams?
48.
Yeah, so you can imagine the first round is all about goal aggregate, right?
Yeah, it's obviously um you have the group stage, right?
So you have Brazil that's going to put 5 goals by everybody.
Yeah, but they don't count. Once you're outside the group stage, it doesn't really matter. It's
No, no, but that's I know, but the first layer of this tournament, right?
yeah.
Conrad is going to be it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, there's gonna 24 teams are
Oh,
just gonna
dude, you're going to see 6 you're going to see 6-1.
Yeah, most likely. What Brazilian
because
who? Or just like a common? It would be like,
oh no,
yeah.
all the top teams won't want to face the next team, Group A. And they want to face the 2 seed, not the 1 seed.
What do you think of America and Canada and Mexico? I think
Oh, I think Canada's going to get knocked out in the first round.
yeah. I don't know about
Yeah.
Mexico, but I'm not sure which. Depends which
Oh,
group
the
America is
Americans are
in.
going to get the Americans are going to get every call in their favor.
I haven't factored that in. I haven't really considered that. Yeah, that's
Well, you didn't see the draw they got?
Look, I mean, someone is definitely like
Oh, dude, their draw is so soft.
right. Well,
You, Conrad, and all your trucker buddies could beat the fucking teams that the Americans are going to play.
I mean, yeah, I support Poland. That's where I'm from. But the referee was absolutely biased. It was genuinely one
Oh,
of the
you're
worst
Polish
matches.
guy, huh? Yeah, that Polish game was. That game was. Yeah, I know what you feel. I watched that game.
It was rigged. It was genuinely the referee was paid off. It's everyone from I like 13 minutes into the game. I was like, the referee is paid off, and yeah.
Yeah, well, did he? I don't think Lewandowski played. Did he?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it was
He did play. Yeah, I do remember now. He played, but he wasn't very effective.
the issue really was that the referee was just paid off. Like ultimately, like we were actually doing really well, but like we didn't get a penalty when we were meant to. We didn't get we didn't get a corner. We got like this guy went in for a tackle and he completely didn't even touch him. He missed him by like a meter, and then he got a yellow card for that. And stuff like that. Like
He got the yellow card. I do remember him getting tackled, and he got a yellow for it.
yeah, it wasn't really the best. Yeah, it's really annoying because all we need to do is beat Sweden and we'd be in the World Cup. Like that was it. But it was just so. Oh my god, it was just so bad. But
Yeah, well, it's funny. If you're a Polish guy or a Swiss guy or a Swedish guy or a German guy, the football really means more than a Canadian guy, because you got all these idiots here in Canada who are from other countries, and they're going to freaking root for those countries more than Canada.
right, yeah.
You're a Polish guy, you're voting for Poland more than Canada.
Yeah, but there's
The
no,
the motherland, right?
yeah, even though I'm in the UK, sort of thing. So
Yeah, still, even the UK. I mean, listen, everybody's a UK fan, but the problem with the UK is they break everybody's hearts there as well.
I mean, yeah, I'm saying I'm living in the UK right now. And
Yeah.
I've been here for like 20 years, but I still support.
Then
Poland.
yeah. So you still support Poland.
Yeah,
Your thing says I'm driving around Portugal right now.
yeah. Is that on the live stream?
Yeah.
I'm actually picking a trucking route because how I do these is I just do oh, here we go. I just do like a any sort of trucking routes, and people come on the space and just talk about whatever they'd like to talk about, pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let me pick out a route. IK to yeah. Let's do this one.
If you want to do streaming, right? You want to find out when is the most likely that people are in your time zone. I used to be a part of several large crypto groups. I have kind of backed away from it a little, but if you want to start whatever, like spaces, you want to find out exactly who is most likely to hold your token, like I do, and find out exactly when they are most likely to be online. Because right now, my friend, it's 10:36 Eastern Standard Time in on the East Coast here in Canada or New York City, right? So a lot of people aren't on now.
in the morning.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't. Yeah, they're not on now because they're at work.
What about West Coast?
West Coast, you're looking at 7:36 in the morning, mate.
Wow. Well, I feel early. because
Yeah,
I've
because
basically.
you're 8 hours ahead. Right now it's 2:35. It's 2:37 there for you.
Yeah, I've basically been shifted to American time because of
Yeah.
the amount of Americans or from people from North America that I interact with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go to sleep at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh, you're a fucking zombie.
Yeah, but then again, you know, Labia's what's it called? Labia's Chill and Chill After Dark. You know that one?
Yeah, I think so. I like I said, I don't really. I used to be. I've been in crypto since 2015. I have lost a lot of money. I'm starting to reclaw my wealth back. I've got a substantial amount with the stupid coin because I still think that. I still don't understand why people haven't jumped on that yet. I want to tell you something you don't know. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
How much do you think the stupid.com domain is worth?
Like 1 million.
It's worth far more than that, mate. So if that domain is still up, who owns that domain?
I mean, I know who owns it.
Right. So are they going to take it down?
Well, they're quite underwater right now with their stupid coin investments, so they're kind of like forced to hold.
So they have to keep the domain up
For the sake of their bags, literally.
because they could sell that domain and make all their money. You know that, right?
They can't.
You do know that, right? They could sell that domain. That's that. If that domain is their property, Conrad, that domain is worth a fortune.
Right. They spent a fortune on it. But you know, they're sort of like they can't really. I mean, look, whatever their approach to it is, my way of looking at it is that I need to DCA my own stupid coins.
Yeah.
That's the one thing like I have been unable to. I've been here from like day one, and I haven't been able to. So that's all I look at. But the person at stupid.com, they have a very big bag. They've got like 10% of the supply.
And that domain is worth a fortune.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like the .com bubble all over again, except now it's like crypto and meme coins. But the difference now is that these meme coins are much better because they are tokenized, and basically that's why they are going to go up forever, because it's like cryptos, it's a limited supply. You can't print more stupid coins, which is for me the most biggest irony in the world, is that the dollar is printed out of thin air, and apparently you know, and what the stupid coin is it's kind of like, which coin is stupider, you know, the stupid coin or the dollar? Like it's literally printed out of thin air.
And that's why I'm a bad carrier of it, because I think that at the end of the day, a meme coin is at the end of the day stupid. And the fact that you have the name of the stupid coin is a perfect example of when something will trend really hard. I mean, the fact is that when people realize that there's stupid amounts of money to make in this industry, and it's stupid in general, that some kid at 15 years old, like, people don't have a job anymore, Conrad, right? People just go on, they find a couple meme coins, they strategically invest, and then they walk out with 50 to 100 G's, and then they dump that into the fucking into the S&P 500, and then they make your residual income for the rest of their life. You don't need a job.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I had 50 G's, that's all I need, 50 G's to like actually sort my life out, because I would.
No, if I had, I'll tell you one thing. If I had 50 G's, I'd buy Tau token tomorrow.
You'd what?
I'd buy Tau token tomorrow.
Tau token, okay. Yeah.
I'd buy Tau tomorrow. I'd buy Tau tomorrow, and I would put that into a subnet kind of thing, right? Throw it in there. Or I would put that into their own root product, right, Conrad? And make 18% on that. Because that's what the percentage is, 18%, right?
Yeah.
And I'd put that on a cold wallet. I'd throw it on there, and then eventually I'm moving back to Asia, and at the end of the day, like for me, if I have 20,000-30,000 bucks in residual income, I can live like a king over there in the Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. My location, ideal location is the Mediterranean.
Yeah,
But
a
I've
little
already.
expensive out there, Conrad.
Yeah, it's. But I like Europe.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit more local. But I will say that. How do I enter this? I will say that. If I had 50 Gs, what I would do is I'd immediately buy 2% of the stupid supply.
Yeah.
Then I would, with the rest of the money, I would pretty much spend it on, first of all, repaying some debts,
Yeah.
and the
I
remaining,
pay that.
the remaining money, I would actually be able to just support myself.
Yeah.
Living in the Mediterranean. Also, I'm just completely stuck here. Where am I even going? Okay. Yeah. I'm in the completely wrong place. All right. This is great. Okay. But yeah, that's my plan, And there's some plays that there's a play I've been given 1% of a coin that auto burns based on volume, and yesterday it literally burned like 4 million coins. So is there just no way to enter?
I'm always scared of those auto burn tokens because when I first started crypto back in 2015, I kind of remember that buzzword, the auto burn and all that kind of stuff, right? I do remember all that stuff. Like at the end of the day, the best strategy is let's say with stupid coin, there's a billion tokens, there's a billion tokens, right?
Right.
So your goal is to get 1%.
Well, I mean, 2% of the stupid supply, but yeah.
Yeah, or whatever. Like if you can get 1,000,000 tokens, right? That is your goal. So if you are going to lay bets everywhere, right? If you're going to go on to follow all these influencers and all that, your strategy, because at the end of the day, you want to be risk adverse. If you find a startup token, let's say Conrad, right, that has a website and already has some type of Twitter activity, you would get in there. Now all day you have to stare at your computer screen, but at some point, if you put down $300 or 200 euro and you get your 1 to 2%, right? At some point within a week, you could flip that into a 10x.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you repeat that over and over again, that you will have enough money to live off.
I mean,
but you have to
yeah,
you have to see where the trends are. The thing about meme tokens, it's all about trend awareness, right? And if you can find out where trends are, like Hantavirus came out a week ago.
Yeah.
The people stuck on that. Now they have a coin on that, right?
Yeah.
Hantavirus started at $5,000.
Yeah, I mean they all started.
And then it hit 1.4 million. Now it's at 385. So if you knew about Hantavirus,
it's at 385.
I believe so. It was 1.4 million at one point.
Oh, you mean 3.85 million, not 385?
No, 300. It's 300. No, it's now 385,000.
Oh.
It was 1.4 million.
For a second,
you could have got in,
bro.
You could have got in at $5,000.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, for a second, I was like, that thing ran up to 385 million.
No. A lot of these meme tokens do not have that springboard as much anymore. They don't, because the Solana platform is not looked at as where you could turn around your money with a lot of ease now. Now, there's still great plays out there. Don't get me wrong. But if you get in at the very beginning and you X out at 100x, what do you care if it goes to 400 million, 500 million? It won't, right? If you put $100 in and you get 100x, that's 10 Gs.
Yeah, I only need see the play I'm in.
You do that, Conrad, on a repeat. Let's say every 2 to 3 months, you walk away with 40 grand in your pocket.
I mean,
and you know how to clean that money, right? You know how to clean it, right? You know how to clean it?
Monero, right?
You know how to clean the money?
Monero, right?
No, Monero. Fuck Monero. You know how you do it? I'll tell you how to do it. Because I got a lawyer that told me how to do this, right? So I'm in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Fully take some notes down, okay, bro? So what you got to do is you've got to go to a country like Portugal or Cyprus or Denmark where they allow crypto, right? This is what you do. You go over there with your cold wallet. You got to put everything on a cold wallet, right? So you
Yeah.
show up there, right? And you open up a bank account by using it. You open up a corporation to open up a bank account, right? This is only if you have a lot of money, Conrad, right? If you have like 500-600 G's or a million or 2 million bucks in crypto, this is what you do, right? So you take your wallet, you go over to Portugal like you are now, and you open up a bank account there, right? And what you do is you transfer your crypto into your bank over there, right? And then what you do is you buy a business or you invest in a business over there. Okay, you invest in a business in Portugal, like a golf course or a hotel or a strip club, like Conrad, right? And what you do is then you get an EU passport, because that's what happens. You get an EU passport, right? And then what
That's
happens?
cool.
And then what happens is you send the money through your corporation back to your lawyer in England or Canada or United States, right? And that lawyer creates a loan for you, and they send that money to your personal bank account in the form of a loan. And in a loan, Conrad, is untaxable.
Yeah.
Nobody gets
Yeah.
taxed in a loan.
Yeah. No, that
So
for sure.
all these rich motherfuckers, all of them, they don't take a salary.
Yeah.
None of them take a salary. They all take loans.
Yeah.
And that's where you make fuck you money in crypto.
Okay. Well, right now, I'm just a bag holder. But I am working on some projects, on some things that will add value to, for example, the stupid MFs or any other project that I want to work with. I also want to do clipping and of my streams. But honestly, I've been in crypto for a year, but even before I was in crypto, honestly, my situation hasn't really changed. I'll be honest, it's still this. I've never been like in a position where I can actually afford my own place to live without having to go to a McDonald's. And actually, I don't even count that. I don't even count that, because imagine you have to pay for rent and you spend 90% of your time either sleeping or at the workplace. So you can't even be inside the room that you're paying for. So it's, to me, it's sort of like a bit crazy that like we live in this world where like you have to basically go to a job just to afford a room that you can't even you don't even have any time to spend.
Yeah, listen. I pay $2,500 a month in my condo, so like I get that. So, but I think that's one thing that I bring it back again. The thing about cryptocurrency, and like I was there when Ethereum popped at the beginning. Like I was in the ICO in Ethereum, right? I remember being on that website when it popped up and buying Ethereum, and obviously blowing it all on shit, but buying Ethereum at like $3. Like I remember that, right? And I only bought like 4 or 5 because I didn't know what the hell it was. I thought, I'm gonna lose $15, right? I didn't know what the hell it was, right? So the thing is that if you have now some type of cognizant of how the market works, and if you understand trend setting, and if you understand tokens that will, if you go on Twitter or X enough, and you start looking at the breadcrumbs that are being dropped, so to speak, you don't need a job. You just have to have a consistent pattern recognition of how to select projects that have way more value due to how stupid they become, where you just have to find the pace of it, because you can sit there and you can invest in all kinds of projects. You lose 95% of your money, absolutely. But if you could start figuring out trend setting and start finding out how reality in the real world, Conrad, starts to work in this superficial world we live in, you'll make a lot of money, man.
I agree. So you're quite successful in terms of the profits and losses.
I was. I've
got.
lost $500,000, right? I can tell you a story. I was in a whale group about a year and a half ago, right? what the hell is that project called? It was a NFT you bought, and you buy to get access to this group of people, right? Bogart and all those guys I know, right? And I remember when Trump token came out. I'll never forget it because this is one of the biggest beats I've ever had in my life. And I remember when Trump token come out, and I was like, I thought that was a joke, right? And then when Musk's token came out, I owned 4 million coins of that. I own 4 million of that. And this motherfucker told me that's a scam, get rid of it, right? And I actually got rid of it at a loss, if you can believe it, right? And then what happened to Musk token? It went up to 180, 190 million bucks. My 4 million would have been worth 830,000 American, and I sold it.
Wow.
So the thing is, I was on it. Like, I was on that shit, right? And because I was on it, I now can kind of send the trend on what could become massive. Now, I don't think we're going to get $180 million token. However, I think that
I think we will.
Oh no, not now, not in this
like,
not in this market right now.
You had it in January and February. I think March maybe.
But you only get that one shot.
That's
where
once,
back then
once
you were
month,
having 3 or 4 every 2 months.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
and now it's dropped, right?
What around the Trump coin? Yeah, like there was a lot of coins that were going up to like.
Well, then Baron came out. I made like 15 G's on that one, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Because I figured out, hey, if that one's gonna go, that one's gonna go, that one's gonna go too, right? And I got Baron at like 800,000 market cap.
The one that I remember, I looked at it and I almost aped in because I got into Trump at this number is apparently low, 3 billion.
Yeah.
And that I sold too early. It went to 76. Oh my god, I could have made racks on that. But
yeah.
And then I got into stupid coin, and it went up a lot as well. But overall, my philosophy.
I still think stupid coin has got a runway.
Yeah,
because no, like
forever.
it doesn't. That's not the point. The point is that it's the perfect token name.
Yeah,
the whole world's fucking stupid. I pay $2 a liter for gas. The whole world's fucking stupid. So I at some point, there's enough disenfranchised people in this group that at some point people are like, the people won't believe there's a stupid coin out there. They won't believe it until it's out there and they see it. They go, wait a minute, that's an investment I should go run by, because there's no other token name that is synonymous to the whole world we live in right now.
What's up, Scarlet Ariax? I just got a message from Twitch. Hello, what's good? Maybe that's my ex. My ex was called Scarlet. But yeah, so I think when it comes to meme coins, my mom said if she wants to give me like $100. Like, I remember I got into meme coins January last year, and my first play 10x'd. It went 100 to 1,000, and that was for me the normal. From there, I was like, wow, it's so easy because I got so lucky on the first one. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And
nope.
I don't know if I want to go back into the trenches just to buy these coins and lose this.
No. What you need to do is you need to get some blue chips to support your base, and then you need some play around money where you, like I said, the trenches is where you make your money. Like if you want to fight a war, right, in real life, where do you actually win in a war?
I guess you do. If you want to get those gains, you got to go max.
You need to go in the trenches, bro.
Yeah, that's facts.
And trench warfare is the epitome. Like, even if you watch American football or if you watch soccer, right? It's the midfield. You control the midfield. You control the outcome. In the crypto industry, it's the same thing. It's very much the same hypothesis. You have to fight in the middle. You will take some shots, But at some point, you will build equity in your knowledge of the whole industry.
Yo,
Yeah, you have to fight through it.
let
It
me
sucks, dude.
touch
It
on that.
sucks. It sucks.
Let me touch on that though, because eventually you have to graduate, you
Yes.
know, and
Yes.
and eventually you're at the office calling the shots.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. You know, I don't have to be in the trenches anymore. I graduated from the trenches. I don't need that satisfaction of potentially getting that win, because, like you said earlier, at the moment, Solana is just not the place to do that. Solana is a place to tokenize a brand and build a community.
Well,
That's it.
that's why Solana is now partnering up with Tau.
Yeah. Okay. Why
What
is
is
that?
Tau? Is that its own blockchain
So
or?
Tau is your AI token. That's the AI. So they have a 21 million freaking whatever, the same as Bitcoin, and they are building real case, real projects on in real life that are very similar to projects like Amazon Web Services and stuff like that. I'm not going to tell you to buy it or nothing, but at the end of the day, it's where I work in an AI industry. Like I know that industry quite well. And I know that if a data center goes down for 1 minute, it's $9,000 in lost revenue. If it's a military complex, it's $180,000 in lost revenue in 1 minute. You can actually Google those stats, right? So I remember many years ago, I put a tweet out in X, if you could find it, as I'm full stop crypto. It said oil. It said data is the new oil. I wrote that back in 2015. I wrote that tweet, I believe, and that's where we're at now. This is exactly where we're at in the terms of the prefaces of the world we're in right now. So that's what Tau is. Tau is basically an AI driven product that you can get a subnet, and they have projects on that. But if Solana goes on that, that's going to be an incredible increase in Solana's cachet, because Solana is not an AI token or an AI product like Tau is. I can't think of the name, how you say it properly, but
But it's
TAO.
a token. It's not a blockchain, right?
It is a blockchain.
Okay. Cool.
It's everything, right? You can just type in Tau on free. There's a lot of people that are they're pushing it now, right? I don't know why, but we live in an AI world. But no, you're right. You don't have to go in the trenches. I agree. But if you still want to feel like you've lost that loving feeling, and you kind of like want to get back in and re-educate yourself, crypto's kind of a weird sport where you're basically every 4 years you graduate. And right now is 2026. There are so many people now that are in their first year of university. And what do you do in your first year of university?
Fuck around, yeah.
That's right. You party, right? So you party and you party and you party and you party and you party. So in 4 years, when you guys are in 4 years, you'll have a greater perspective on now catching trend analysis
Well, yeah,
and knowing.
but also I just want to say, Scarlett's asking how long I've been streaming. I've been streaming since August last year, but you could spend what do you study at this university? You can either study trends or you can study brand building. So maybe it's
So let's go back. Let me give you something you guys have never thought of. Okay, what's Evian spelled backwards?
Which one? Evian.
Yeah.
Evian, naive. Oh
Naive. What's
That's
university
crazy.
spelled backwards?
University spelled backwards, bro.
Yeah. You want to know
just
it?
go on, man. I'm too stupid. Man.
It is revenue.
What? It is revenue.
It is revenue with a Y.
Interesting.
Okay. No, I get you. I've heard the Evian.
You heard Evian, right, bro? So you don't really need a university degree anymore. You have this whole infrastructure, this whole world we live in, that still there's only like 3% of the world that own a crypto wallet.
Yeah. But
Like,
to me, it's
still 3.
you know, in my reality is I you know, crypto is inevitable, stupid coin, like these things are inevitable. They are forces beyond anyone here. We none of us control the stupid coin. You know, we were at the Fuli and I, you know, we were at the beginning, you know, holding it down. But it's really gotten to a point where like none of us can none of us can, you know, stop it. You know, the community isn't gonna sell no matter who from the we had one of the biggest holders in the coin sell, and literally no one cared. So
nope.
It's basically, you know, it's all gonna run, that's fine, but my mindset is like, how do I stack my own coins? Because,
well, listen, it comes down to what your conviction level is, right? And conviction is the most important thing in this industry, or in general in this market. You have to have conviction, positive conviction that this thing is going to go, and it's only going to go because people just realize, how could it not? It's fucking stupid as fuck, right? So at the end, that's where you kind of have the community. That's where they think. That's kind of along the lines of how I think about this. I'm like, I threw in a fair amount of money into this because how could this go wrong? How can this not be one of these top 100 tokens at some point when I look at the CoinGecko universe, right? Where I see that logo of that fucking green or yellow thing, right? Because that has a cachet brand to it that doesn't have to sound like it needs we have to work on it. Like, it just flows out there in the ether. Where a lot of these tokens, they don't have that cachet. They have to be forced down your throat. I don't have to force this down anybody's throat. You're like, look at this fucking thing. Just look at this fucking thing. How could you not be a part of the dumbest fucking thing in the whole industry?
Yeah, you know, and that's you talk about conviction. At the end of the day, just like, you know, I've always compared stupid to like that first girl that you ever loved. She was perfect and you fucked it up by your decision, right?
Yeah.
She's still low-key always just waiting for you. She never gets with anyone else, but you just rather party. You know, I have seen that mentality in the Solana trenches, you know, where people have not found their conviction play, and honestly, that's a nightmare. I've seen people lose sleep, people go to the hospital trying to find this conviction play. So, you know, graduate, when I said the word graduating earlier, it doesn't mean graduating because I made a certain amount of money. It means graduating because I found my conviction play and I can sleep on my bags.
Well, no, I mean, that's great. I mean, listen, I 100% agree with that. I just like sometimes, like, so I'm a sales director right now, and sometimes if I'll kind of give you a little insight. I used to be a motivational speaker many years ago as well, and I can tell you sometimes if I feel bad about myself, I feel down. Do you watch anybody watch horse racing?
Yeah, I've seen it live.
Okay.
Right.
Seen it live? All right. So if you ever feel bad, right, Conrad or Foodie or any of you guys, if anytime you feel bad, go to YouTube and watch the Secretariat race in 1973. Just watch that horse blow apart any record that has stood to this day. And it gives you this incredible vigor, inspiration, that the only thing stopping you in your life is yourself. That if you want to rob a bank today, the only thing stopping you is going to the bank and slipping a note under the counter saying...
Well,
you know what I mean?
I get you. I know the mindset's good. I don't know if the example of robbing a bank is the, you know.
I don't mean it that. I'm just saying, when I used to stand in front of an auditorium of 3,000 people and I said, why don't people rob banks? It's because the outcome is more likely to happen to you. That the outcome is that you're going to go to jail, you're going to be in trouble, all kinds of bad stuff. So if you have that mindset in this crypto industry, then you're never going to win. But if you have the mindset that I use of all my knowledge and I understand where the market is right now, and how do I monetize my knowledge base to increase my financial trajectory. That power is incredible if you really believe in yourself to the fullest extent. And that's hard because a lot of people just get run over in life, right? It's hard, right? Like you said, oh, you have to go to work, you have to pay for rent, this and that. But crypto gives you that little that advantage that not a lot of people. There's people in my area where I live, Conrad. There's a kid who might be 23 years old who drives a Bugatti, okay, who's got an Ethereum logo on his sticker.
Damn.
Because he had the conviction and he figured it out.
Well, there's
all
a
of us
thing between
have this ability.
There's a different, there's one thing to be, have a conviction, and there's another thing to, DCA. There's one thing to hold and one thing to DCA. I think, for me, it's like, how long do I have to wait for stupid coin to pump? And why should I just wait for it to pump? Why not?
Because I have a lot of stupid coin. I just leave it there. I don't even think about it.
Well, yeah, some people DCA and they have loads of stupid coin. That's fine.
Oh, I got like 3 million of these things, right? I just leave it there. I don't care. I just leave it there, right? I just stop and leave it there.
I agree that like a million coins, even a million coins is a lot. That I strongly believe that. And anyone that flexes about DCAing, I really love that because it really does. It's crypto is like teaches complete accountability and keeps you on your toes, and that's what it's all about. But like you gotta be real. Like if you're going to the gym and you're exercising, like you want to be surrounded by people who are trying to push you to do that extra push-up. So I like hearing that people get to DCA because at the end of the day,
I'll tell you a story. I was in Dogecoin space when it first came out, right? About a year into when it first came out, and I remember there was a kid from Louisiana, some kid. He was like 18 years old, 19 years old. He didn't want to work at Wendy's anymore or whatever, and he bought like $4,000 of Dogecoin. Right? And he sold those Dogecoin a few years ago after I spoke with him, and he paid for his entire education from it. And he never would have had that opportunity in life if he didn't have a belief structure that he believed that this stupid Dogecoin was going to make him his whole life. Now I think he's an accountant somewhere, right? But the thing is, he never had that opportunity, and he believed in something. And obviously, stupid coin, I believe that as well. I mean, I believe all these tokens have that kind of cachet. But the thing about this whole industry is that if you have a conviction around something that has a support system behind it, where you actually think that it's trending in that direction, and you throw $300-400 in, which is not a lot of money. But if you can start to gradually migrate where your risk adverse is going to be, you can walk away and not have to work when you're in your 40s, Conrad.
Well, you agree that in order to either go into the trenches or whatever or anything, you need to have some sort of seed money, like $100 here or there to throw around.
You need a war.
Right?
You need a war chest. You need a war chest. You absolutely need a war chest. 100%.
So
you need a war chest.
Yeah, my approach is that I need to have, let's say, have that sort of war chest. So the way I'm going to do it is pretty much by actually helping people build out brand and adding value to their projects, which also directly help me DCA at the same time. But ideally, I have something that I do myself that consistently makes me money. So if I'm streaming on TikTok and I make 2 cents on every stream, ideally it would be like more. But if it's something that consistently makes me money every day, the crucial part is that it makes me money without me having to, go to a McDonald's again or like a warehouse, because that
I just drive. Listen, when I was in my 30s, I just drove Uber. I didn't care. I just drove Uber. I made myself $125 a day. I took half of that and I dumped it in something. That was my war chest.
And what do you dump it into?
Oh, I mean, I have, like I said, I've got, well, I mean, I've got some I've got a lot of little, whatever, LINK, which is the chain link. I've got a whole bunch of these, I don't know what the hell they're called. These, what's the green one now that everybody's buying now? Jesus, what the hell is it called? Hyperlink. I think I got a few of those. Right, I bought about $2-3 grand of that stuff. So I've started to build my around my castle of kind of a moat, and then I built the walls around it, right? Because I need to protect myself. And then I still go into the trenches just to make me feel alive. I still want to feel alive, right? I still want to go in there. I scour that stupid internet, the Twitter world. If I see a new animal being born or something like that, and then I see that there's like 200,000 people following that post, somebody will come up with a coin. And if I see that at 4,000 or 5,000, I'll jump all over it. And I find out that most tokens, that I don't know if there's a thing, but I've asked AI enough times that the most likely outcome of a successful launch is around 9:30 on a freaking Wednesday or Thursday night Eastern Standard Time. Now, I could be wrong on that, but I've seen a lot of tokens that pop up at that time seem to have a good runway. And that's what I'm talking about, trends. Once you know where the trends are, where the people that are most likely to move the needle, where they live, is where you can capitalize on your knowledge base.
Yeah,
When it comes to meme coins, does not diversifying scare you?
But but the thing is, you only put, like, if I go into the trenches, I'm only looking to get myself to that million platform, just to get to a million. Because if I lose $30, I lose $30, big deal. But I'm not putting tons of money into it. But I will diversify on certain meme coins. So if I see an animal, I might jump on that. If I see the spaceship thing, I'd jump on that. I jump on Musk going into fighting that Sam Altman in freaking court. Like, there was a good meme on that. I think that went to 4 million. I didn't jump on that. I should have, because I knew that was going to pop, but I didn't. I'm stupid. I was traveling. So if you kind of know what's happening around the world, eventually that does turn into our space. And if you're in the trenches and you see it and they have a website, most important, if they have a website. If they have a website, then there's some backing. There's money behind it.
Yeah.
Some of them go south. Some of them go south. But if there's a
understand.
website, there's more likely that you're going to be more successful on that.
Yeah, no, I get it. I know how to check all the boxes. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully most people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
I mean, I could tell you that Stupid Coin has 2 separate websites, actually 3. The more the merrier, I think, because it's just about how many coins.
It's about brand awareness at that point.
But I'll tell you, for example, with this simulation coin, which is one of the sponsors here, the basically the person who's like CTO'd it, he sold all his coins and refuses to bring up the website. His reasoning for it is because there is someone with 14% supply. But I have a feeling that it's just because he wants time to DCA into it later. So, which is funny because it pumped last night, and he was like, at this point, if it pumps, like, good for everyone. And I'm just like, this is why, I did not buy this coin. I was given supply, and I'm the type of person that just never sells, until it gets me. Like, I don't care. I don't care if I lose money on this play. I don't care. Like, I'm going to be pushing it anyway on these streams through that sponsorship slot. And, like, that's it. All I know is if I have a bag, I'm going to work for it. And at the end of the day, it's all about trying to accumulate that 2% stupid supply. But I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it through just, this coin. I'm also trying to actually do a few different things at the same time. Obviously, you got to focus on one thing at a time to, like, make it. You can't have your head, like, everywhere. But point is that, like, that's sort of like my approach to it right now is basically like, okay, I need to figure out something that I like to do that will help me DCA 2% supply. If it's degenning in meme coins, great, but ideally it would be something that I can actually Like even if I had literally no money, I could just make some content and it would make me money. Instead of, having to invest some money in the first place. I'd rather it was a product of what I do, what I create, that consistently makes me an income. And I think getting to that state is really what I've been trying to do for years. But now that we've got a stupid, well, I found a stupid community, which was like a legit community from day one, and it's there, but a lot of the people who are like serious about building out brands and stuff, they've migrated with Foodie to the stupid MFs because at the end of the day, like, we need a platform that sort of works for all of us, that helps us push our own brands, like ourselves, as unique individuals, and
Well, I mean, and listen, your what's it called, your MFs, right? Your NFTs. How many NFTs are there?
2,222.
Are they all different?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're all different. So
They're-
if you really want to brand out your stuff, right? Each one, if how many have been sold? 1,000, 1,200? I don't know how many have been sold. Every one should actually now name that stupid that NFT. Like, are there names for each one?
No, because they tie directly to your X page, ideally, right? So
Right.
my guy, you name them essentially.
So Foolie is the name of that dude, and the Conrad is your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, not on the metadata. It's on the metadata. They're just numbered. So
Right. So you want to come up with the stupidest fucking name of those NFTs and brand the shit out of that.
I kind of got that on lock. I did going with the stupid millionaire for that one.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, the lore behind that name, and the fact that I'm
The lore. Like, for
Yeah.
example, now you have AI, right? So what you want to do is take your Foolie and take your Conrad, right, and then create a freaking, I don't know, a 30-second little clip that you can put up now on AI, and then spit that out into what's it called? Like, the amount of content you can create with these things now, with using Claude and all that kind of stuff, is astounding. Like, when I was part of a group that I remember in the chat, guys, there was 14,000 people in our X or our twin spaces. There were 14,000 people in it. I've never been a part of something like that before. I've never seen it. I wish I had it recorded. It was on for like 45, 50 minutes, and it was 14,000 people in that group. But that meme token went to like 3 billion.
Yo, I want you to check out the stupid MFs page. I'm sure you have already, but just scroll through the timeline of what is actually happening, because I think what you're talking about has already been created.
Okay.
As far as everyone's already building out their personal brands. Just kind of scroll through the content on the page, and you'll see that what you're talking about has already happened.
No, now you need to put that on steroids.
I think the next step for that is getting clips. We just need someone to just get highlights of stupid MFs and just post that. I think.
No, you can just throw that. You can just throw that into Claude, right? You just take your NFT, throw it in Claude, and tell it to put a 30-second video of you driving the car backwards.
No, I agree, but like, I think it's more about like people want to see what we're like actually doing. Like, they want to, for example, getting clips of this space of us having this amazing conversation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and put a clip of it. It's like just of you being so passionate about just crypto and self-development. And I think these are the things that like people, yes, it does have to be like sort of monkey ape mode. There does have to be a little bit of that in order to get the attention of people. But it's I think it's all about basically what I'm doing is I'm just riding the wave. If I was to like be like real, I'm just riding the wave because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to ape. I don't know if I'm ever gonna have 2% stupid supply. I don't know, because eventually the market cap might be so high that what I'm making just the content I'm making.
What is 2% now of this thing? How much is 2%?
$15,000.
Oh, 15 G's is 2%.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Of the actual wait a minute, of the amount of tokens or the valuation?
US dollars, $15,000. 15,000 American dollars is 2% of the stupid supply.
So a billion tokens. If you have a million, how many? What's the percentage of that?
A million?
0.1.
Oh, it's 0.1. Okay, I have 0.3 then. Okay. So you need 2%. So that's like 10 million, isn't it?
20.
20. Yeah.
Oh, is that 20 mil?
Yeah.
Holy smokes,
But
20 million.
the thing is, right? The thing is, if I believe in this stupid coin like I do, right? Ultimately, the reality is I gotta fucking I gotta make sure that people see like you can go from homelessness to because like think about it from my perspective, right? There's really two approaches I can take in this life, right? Which I've like considered, I've thought about it, and there's really two approaches. The approach is that 1 million coins is enough to make you a millionaire, and that here, look at me. I left the UK. I went homeless, and I've got this insane level of conviction, and I've got 1 million coins. And I recently even showed a chart which shows I haven't even touched it. I had 3.75 mil, and I had to sell it in order to survive. But once I got to that like point in life where I was like, I have 1 million coins and I'm not gonna touch it anymore, I pretty much was like, okay, I'm not touching this. I'm done. And the stupid millionaire, kind of evolved from there. Because I always wanted to be a millionaire, but it's like, okay, cool. I have 1 million coins. I'm not selling a single coin more. I'm always minimum is 1 million. And the story can be like, look, you can go from being homeless to being a millionaire with this stupid coin by just holding 1 million stupid coins, right? Fine. But honestly, the other take is that look at this person who was homeless, who then, worked for their bags, accumulated a bigger bag, built out their own personal brand, built out and is now generating money and is aping into this. Like, I feel like that's just so much more, like just such a much better narrative to have that.
I think because you've only been in this for a year, right? The longer a meme coin survives, there's always that boomerang effect where the longer it is, and then more and more that we pump it out more and more over a year and a half, 2 years, then people jump in harder.
Absolutely.
You can just look at all the tokens. Look at all the tokens that have been manifested and created over how many years, and some of them have gone down to some stupid low numbers, and then all of a sudden you wake up in the morning and a couple of freaking influencers pop that, and then it's up 12, 14 million bucks in one day. Now I have never been a part of something like that, but that happens, right? That happens. The longer and the more we pump out the visual content or the video content and all these things. I'm going to absolutely go to your website. I don't think I've glazed on it hard, but once you go on there and you can come up with YouTube videos and whatnot, and just come up with as much tracking, because it really only takes. How many people? Like, I remember in the group that we were in with 14,000 people, and people said just 10 minutes a day. All you need to do is if there's 14,000 people in this room, 10 minutes a day, everybody sends out 3 tweets every like between 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time,
But
3 o'clock
it's not
Eastern
it's not
Standard
a
Time.
military. It's not
No.
It's
They ran it. Wait. They ran it like a military, right? And some of those guys walked out with $4 or $5 million.
yeah. I mean,
They did run
good
it
for
like a
them.
military.
But we're not.
That's
We don't have
exactly
that.
what we did in the SHIB community. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we did.
Yeah. They ran it like a military. And it's not military, it's that if there's 2,000 people in the group, right? 5 guys in Tokyo tweet at that time because you want to catch the algorithm in Twitter. It's
Come
about
on,
the algorithm,
the
right?
community don't work for their bags no more. Listen, people just want to throw money in and think
Yeah.
they're supposed to just get rich. Folks do not want to work for their bag. You got to implement that into the culture of the
Well, no.
project.
So, like, at the end of the day, it's like I'm a sales director, right? So you don't have to hard sell anything. When I sell stuff, right, guys, I sell the idea because nobody tells me to fuck off in the idea.
Agreed.
I want them to tell me no at the beginning. Tell me no, and then once I find out what the objection is, I can get around the objection. When I remember running parts of these groups and being one of those guys that would control these X groups or Twitter groups before, I always said, how many dudes are in in London? And then got a couple of guys put their hands up. And how many guys are in Tokyo? And then they put their hands up. And I said, all you need to do is like fool around like at work or before you're at work or in the subway and just put out a tweet at your time frame. Because what we want to do is